Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Voices of Montana. Once again, good morning. Should be a good show. We're going to have part two of our two-part story on the new compact that has been put together. Obviously, the show last week, we learned about the People's Compact, and that's what it's called. Major parts of it with Dr. Kate Vandemoer, who we will be talking with again soon. Now, the People's Compact is an alternative to the 2015 CSKT Compact, Senator John Tester's bill, which is already in Washington, D.C., and will be submitted to Congress in the lame duck session or in 2019. Now, important note, the People's Compact is going directly to Congress as a First Amendment petition. The Montana process is complete. Legislature passed in 2015, and CSKT Compact is now at the congressional level. People's Compact is an alternative to that. So this morning we thought we'd bring Al Olszewski. He is calling in from Kalispell to give us an update on anything happening and the way that the legislature is looking at things, or at least some of them. Al is a 2020 candidate for Montana governor. Al, good morning. How are you?
Hey, John, how are you?
I'm good. All right, let's talk about the CSKT Compact. It is now at the congressional level. People's Compact is an alternative. Dr. Al, you have been in favor of this new compact, seems like, from day one. Tell me why.
Well, again, the most important issue, and my role in this is that as a state legislator, I have a fiduciary responsibility to deal with the people and to deal and help work with constituent issues. And one of the important things is people tell me, well, look, everything's settled in law. And the truth is that it is only settled as long as the people are satisfied. Because there is a process, whether through the United States Constitution, the Montana Constitution, the state legislature, that the people of our state, the people of our country, are allowed to redress issues. So this is one. So the Salish Kootenai Water Compact, as signed and passed by the state, now goes before the federal government. And an interesting thing is, ideally what happens is in this compact, you're going to have the state that signs off on it. You're going to have the federal government sign off on it. And you're going to have the tribe sign off on it. Well, in this process of a group of irrigators and farmers and people from Lake County and Missoula County who are directly involved with the issue of water and how it impacts them by the Salish Kootenai Water Compact, have quit saying no to it, and what they did is they tried to come up with a better compact, better for the people, something that unites the people rather than divide them, especially down in that area. And quite honestly, looking at the wording of the compact and pulling it apart, it does that. Indeed, this is a compact written for the people of Montana. It's written for the irrigators. It's written for the people that are part of the Salish Kootenai tribe, the people. It is written for the farmers and the irrigators. It's written for people who live outside the reservation, including those that live in central and eastern Montana. So the Salish Kootenai Compact, however, was written for governments. It was written for the tribal government. It was written for the federal government. And quite honestly, it was written for the governor's office.
State Senator Al Olszewski is with me. Remind me how this all started. It all started with the tribe negotiating and their claims to reserved rights within the state. And that means basically all rights reserved, that they owned all the water. Is that correct? Is that how it went when it first started?
Well, remember, federal reserved water rights means that the water rights really belong to the federal government, and they reserve them. They hold them to themselves. So if you're in a reservation, whether it's a military reservation or it is a Native American reservation, These are federal lands that are held in trust for a certain purpose. And for the Salish Kootenai Reservation, the property and all property rights, including water, are held by the federal government in trust for those people.
Mm-hmm. And in-stream flows on the reservation is a sticking point with people. They kind of get lost when people start talking in-stream flows on the reservation. That's basically just the volume of water that goes through, right? They come up with a formula to tell you how much water is going, that's in-stream, that's flowing by a certain spot. Is that correct?
Exactly. I mean, in-stream water flow is important not only to the reservation, it's important to all people for many reasons. Water is the foundation of our life. It's really important as we look at, and this issue is dealing mainly with how do we maintain enough water in our streams to keep our fishing population intact? How do we, not only here in Montana, but downstream, all the way down to the mouth of the Columbia River?
And the CSKT, basically that agreement would fulfill the state's legal obligation to recognize the CSKT reserved right. So that's what they want, correct? They want that for the state to, that it says, yes, you own it, it is yours. Is that correct?
Well, once again, both the Salish Kootenai Water Compact, the current compact signed by the state, and this alternative compact, the People's Compact, that's being brought forth by the local people of Lake and Missoula County, they both deal with in-stream water, and they reserve it as a federal reserved water right. So, yes, it's important and to all parties that are involved.
Absolutely. State Senator Al Olszewski is with me, 2020 candidate for Montana governor. You're still running for governor, right, Al?
You know, that is my intent, but right now, more importantly for me, is I'm a sitting state senator, and we're getting ready for the 2019 legislative session.
Absolutely, and we're going to be talking about that in detail a little later on, but let's bring Dr. Kate Vandemoer, who's been the head, kind of really getting this thing going, the People's Compact. How do we do, Dr. Kate, Al and I? Did we get it right?
I think you did. The main thing, and good morning, Dr. Al. Good morning, John.
Yep, good morning.
Yes, first of all, a federal reserved right, as Dr. Al said, is owned by the United States in trust for the park or the American Indians or the military reservation. So, and the federal reserve right is restricted to the reservation. So the in-stream flows that the People's Compact recognizes are the same in-stream flows that were in the CSKT Compact, and we're calling them a federal reserved water right with an 1855 priority. So in-stream flow is very important. Importantly, though, in the treaty, a federal reserved right is based on the purposes of the treaty. So one of the purposes of the Hellgate Treaty is on reservation fisheries. And so it's very easy to fit in the same in-stream flow that was claimed by the tribes on the reservation in the CSKT Compact into the People's Compact. So it's completely equivalent.
Very good. And for our listeners, I'm with State Senator Al Olszewski, and also we're talking to Dr. Kate Vandemoer, and we're looking at Tribal Reserved Water Rights negotiations. The CSKT has passed the state on to Washington. A new compact here called the People's Compact is what Dr. Al and Kate are talking about, that it would be preferable. Let's go to Al. Al, recap some of the goals of the People's Compact effort to come up with a fair and equitable solution on this. Can you give us a recap on the goals of this compact?
Yes. I mean, number one, the whole reason that we were directed, by the federal government and by the judicial branch to come up with water compacts in Montana was to quantitate the amount of water that goes with the water right to the reservation. And unfortunately, when you look through the Salish Kootenai Water Compact, you cannot find a paragraph or a sentence that says, here's the amount of water quantitated by this compact. You have to guess at it, and quite honestly, the argument is the water quantitated by the Salish-Kootenai Water Compact is anywhere between 28 million acre-feet to 50 million acre-feet per year. But when the People's Compact, what they did is they went back to to the Hellgate Treaty, and they said the purpose of the reservation is for agriculture, it's for manufacturing, it's for inflow stream or for fisheries, it's also for future development. And so what this compact did is they went to these purposes. They actually used all the data and the numbers from the original CSKT Water Compact so that there would be no arguing, and they actually quantitated what that could be. And the water comes out to just a little over 500,000 acre-feet per year. And, and that's well in line and, quite honestly, still generous compared to the other compacts within Montana for water when you look at per capita as well as per acre. That is probably, and then the other one is all that water for the reserved water right can be met with water on reservation. So therefore, there is no need for off-reservation water rights. And therefore, this takes away one of the claims, as the tribe says, well, we just have to put a claim and a call on everybody's water rights across our nomadic heritage, or the land that our tribes used to travel across as nomads.
Mm-hmm. So, very interesting.
That's the big one.
Yeah, hold on just a second. I do got to take a break. Dr. Kate Vandemoer is with us, one of the originators of the People's Compact. We're going to talk about some of the goals of the People's Compact effort. Also, State Senator Al Olszewski, 2020 candidate for Montana governor. And, of course, right around the corner, we have the legislature coming up. So we will talk to a legislator on that as well. We're also going to be talking to some legislators on Friday as well. Got a couple down and a couple committed, so we'll be doing that again on Friday. So if you'd like to join us, give us a call right now. All right, Kate, give us some of the other than what Dr. Al had to say, some of the other goals of the People's Compact effort.
Well, Dr. Al did say that we really want a solution that benefits people, and that's what this really does, especially tribal people who were left out of the CSKT Compact, unfortunately. We also want to stay within the law, what the Federal Reserve rights are and what the Constitution is, and we wanted to protect the water rights of all citizens in eastern and western Montana, and we really want to mend fences and help heal the community from the very divisive battle that's been waged here for a number of years.
Very good. Dr. Al, since we were on break and you've been thinking about a little bit, anything in particular you want to talk about on the compact efforts and their goals and what they're trying to get accomplished here with a fair and equitable solution?
Right. If you go to it, the thing that appeals to me and it encourages me to carry this petition of the people forward, whether to the state government or to the federal government, is the idea that there are many things that are settled in this compact. And here, the Salish-Kootenai Water Compact didn't settle anything. In fact, it set so many new precedents that would have lasted forever in the court system, and the only people that would have profited from the Salish-Kootenai Compact, and quite honestly are right now, are the lawyers. The People's Compact actually quantifies the water. It settles that. It settles a grievance that was put out by the people of the Salish-Kootenai tribe or the corporation towards the federal government in the mid-'50s. It was about a taking of water that was native water for non-native uses from 1908 to 1924. And that issue has not been settled. And this quantitatively settles it and compensates the people of the tribe. Not the tribal council or the government, but compensates the people directly. Now that to me is very appealing. And then the idea is that when this compact is accomplished, or any compact, there should be a finality to it that we can say on both sides or from any side, you know what? those issues have been resolved to the satisfaction of everybody. And if there's any new issues from the tribe or from the citizens of Montana or the federal government, it goes forward from the signing of this compact. We should never have to revisit things in the past.
I know.
Unfortunately, wait, go ahead.
Yeah, I know that it settles that 51 claim by the tribe for use of water in the Flathead Irrigation Project through a significant payment of damages to tribal members and funding for tribal programs. And that's what you're talking about, correct, Dr. Al?
Exactly. And also it provides funding so that the tribe can develop their water right and so that they can meet the purposes of the reservation. And it also, it doesn't, the federal government nor the state will tell the tribe how they use their water right or to what degree. They will have full control over their water right on the reservation.
Now, is that a good thing for users? Could they just turn around and say, no more, we're not providing you with water, or would that be against the law and you wouldn't really be able to do that? Dr. Kate or Al, either one.
Well, go ahead, Dr. Kate. I'll let you talk on that one.
It's what it should be. It is a settlement of an outstanding claim that had never been settled before. It was a federal reserved right that was basically taken back then. So essentially, I think that works. It's the per capita payment that is really significant here. It's an Indian Claims Commission and Court of Claims grievance, and the CSKT has gone through the same courts to settle other grievances, and the formula that is used by the Indian Claims Commission is that when you have a grievance that's settled, and this will be settled by a substantial payment, that 85% of the damage award goes to individual tribal members, and that's directly from the United States to the tribal members. And then 15% of that settlement then goes to the tribal government for tribal programs. So it is, whether you like it or not, it's an outstanding claim. It's a grievance, if you will. So the People's Compact takes our grievance and takes the tribe's grievance and settles them both. And so it really is a win-win. We talk about the tribe's self-determination. How do you do that? In part, you give the tribal people the tools to become self-determined, if you will. And this payment, the per capita payment, is equivalent to many years of their per capita payment that they get right now. It would be delivered in a lump sum. And it's important to note that John Tester's bill provides $2.3 billion to the tribal government. And he specifically specifies that not one dime of that money is going to go to tribal members. We have fixed that and resolved a real claim that's still outstanding. We think it's a very good thing. We believe that it will help heal our community instead of fighting over things. Let's move on. Let's compensate. One other thing I just wanted to mention is that when you look at who caused the problem, if you will, the United States has a really big responsibility here. It's a federal irrigation project. The United States owns the land in trust for the CSKT. It set up the reservation. So the United States, we believe, really must come forward and resolve the problems of the tribes and also, fix the situation in which they basically have put all of us in. If you'll notice, in the People's Compact, there is no state contribution, financial contribution that's required, because this really is a United States issue that should be resolved and so forth. So it's going to be very good.
www.thepeoplescompact.wordpress.com. That's where you can see it, and you can make up your own mind if the benefits are better than the CSKT. But once again, I want to get back to it, and we'll do it on the other side of this break. that this enables the tribes to manage their own water resources according to tribal water code, and tribe can use their water for whatever purpose they deem advisable. Is it possible that they would say no more water?
Voices of Montana continues right after this.
And here's one for Dr. Kate. By the way, this is not a show about side dishes. It is a show about talking about the People's Compact. State Senator Dr. Al Olszewski is with me. Also, Dr. Kate Vandemoer, one of the originators of the People's Compact, going through it. And Kate, this enables the tribes to manage their own water resources. According to the Tribal Water Code, tribe can use the water for whatever purpose they deem advisable. Can you see that being any trouble down the line, Kate?
No, I don't.
Okay.
And that's a fundamental right of any tribe in the United States. They can use the water for whatever purpose they deem advisable. Their tribal water code will govern the interaction of those rights with state-based water rights or other water rights in the area. So, and there will be procedures. If the tribe wants to use the water for this and it impacts somebody else, there are procedures in the tribal water code to handle those interactions. But no,
yeah.
I don't think that's the problem.
Very good. And I got a text that says, I'm just an average person. Why is it that every time the topic goes to water, I just get confused? Why so complicated? Well, I think it's basically because of the water laws and their verbiage that we don't use very much. And then you're dealing with law. You're just dealing with the legislature, which most people don't understand exactly how it works. Congress, and it's just very confusing stuff for sure. Dr. Al, what would you like to add to the People's Compact?
Well, John, what I like about this, and as it's presented across the state is that, people look at it optimistically and favorably, because once again, it brings people together and it allows people to support each other. This quantifies the water on the tribe. It provides plenty of water for the purposes of the reservation as deemed in the Treaty of 1855 with the Hellgate Treaty. No water off reservations required. Understand, we live in northwest Montana, and we have a tremendous amount of water. We do not look like the High Line or eastern Montana. We have more water than we need. And the other thing that I reflect on is this is a very honest compact. And remember, in 2015, the way the proponents for the Salish Kootenai Water Compact got their support in central and eastern Montana was saying, look, if you support our compact, we won't go after your water rights. Unfortunately, that was patently and blatantly dishonest, because as soon as they got the support of central and eastern Montana through the Farm Bureau, the Farmers Union, the Montana Stockmen's Association, then they turn around and put a call on their water rights. This compact does none of that. In fact, part of it is to say that there is no water right off reservation for this tribe. It's an important precedent that needs to be set.
Let's talk about some of the other benefits of the People's Compact. For the tribal members, it certainly advances individual tribal member self-determination, significant per capita payment that delivers 85% of the damage awarded directly to tribal members, protects individual Indian allotee water rights by giving them an option to take part in or opt out of the tribal water code, and protects existing uses and provides for future water development. You can learn more on this at www.thepeoplescompact.wordpress.com. Kate, you want to chime in on anything that you've heard so far that you'd like to talk about?
Well, that common sense, exactly what the People's Compact builds upon. Sure, there are laws and so forth that we have to follow, but that's it. This is a common sense solution that everyone, I think, can get behind. Also, the thing about water in western Montana, there really is enough water for everybody without taking water from anyone. And so just those couple of points, very important initiative, we believe, and very positive.
Very good. Just so we get the benefits of the People's Compact, we mentioned the tribal members. The government provides funding for the development of the tribal water right for whatever purpose they want, tribal management of tribal water resources, funding from damage award directed by tribal programs, and funding for the protection of fisheries within Flathead Irrigation Project and throughout. So now I would like to talk about the irrigators within the Flathead Irrigation Project. Kate, why does the People's Compact benefit irrigators within the irrigation project?
Well, first of all, it recognizes and confirms the existing water rights of the project users and everybody else on the reservation. They are free to go through the Montana General Stream Adjudication. The second thing is the rehabilitation of the Flathead Irrigation Project. That is the state's largest irrigation project. It's a federal irrigation project. It's the largest one there. Now, the tribes were able to secure in-stream flow in the Flathead Irrigation Project, which is recognized by the People's Compact, and the rehabilitation of the irrigation project not only will help productivity, irrigators and irrigator productivity along with their water rights, but it would also protect and enhance tribal fisheries. Any irrigation rehabilitation that produces additional water from water savings, that can be directed to in-stream flow. So the irrigation project really, in order to move forward, must have irrigation rehabilitation. So in other words, it gives water rights irrigators certainty. It also helps them with the productivity of the irrigation project. And then, according to law, the irrigators basically pay for the entire project, reimburse the United States for those costs. And what the law provides, the 1908 law provides, that once those costs are paid, the landowners can take over the management and operation. I just have to say that the People's Compact also will replace the Bureau of Indian Affairs with the Bureau of Reclamation. No fault of the Bureau of Indian Affairs, but they are an organization that works pretty much only for tribes. But you have a lot of non-tribal people. The Flathead Irrigation Project was built for Indians and non-Indians, and so those rights, we would basically switch political management to professional management with the Bureau of Reclamation. Again, that will provide a lot of certainty for everybody. It absolutely protects tribal water rights. The rehabilitation of the system will enhance and protect tribal fisheries flows that are already there. So we believe this is a win-win for everybody.
All right, I do have to take a break. When we come back, we'll get final words from State Senator Al Olszewski and Dr. Kate Vandemoer. We're talking about the People's Compact. What does it do for western and eastern Montanans? We'll cover that real quick because we just have a few minutes to go. Hey, it can work that way. Fry up the giblets, and you can use that for the gravy. Or you can do it another way. It's just one other way to do it. Brian, come on, get into it. Hey, I have a phone call I got to take here. I apologize to Ron in Great Falls, who's been waiting patiently. I've been thinking about pies and stuffing and such. So, Ron, go ahead. You're on the air.
Hi, John. Thanks for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
You are making me a little hungry,
Me too.
Yeah. I am a Great Falls irrigator. That water is my livelihood, and I really want to thank Dr. Vandemoer and Dr. Olszewski for the good work they're doing on putting forward a legitimate compact to protect Montana's water and the waters east of the divide, and the tribe using their 10,000 off-reservation claims to garner support over here. That was a very false claim.
Mm-hmm.
And just thank you. And hey, how do I make a donation to your effort?
Absolutely. Dr. Kate, if anybody, and thank you so much, Ron, I appreciate the words. Kate, that's a good question. Where can people get not only more information, but if they want to help out? Maybe they're in a town that, you're not too familiar with, and they may be able to help out that little area. Where can they go? Is it the peoplescompact.wordpress.com?
Yes, there's a PayPal button there, and also if people want to mail in donations, the Montana Land and Water Alliance, MLWA, at Post Office Box 1061, Polson, Montana, 59860, is also accepting donations to support the People's Compact.
Okay, very good. Unfortunately, just about out of time. Dr. Al, we're going to be talking to you again very soon, but final words from you on this compact.
The most important thing is that this alternative compact is put out as a grassroots movement from the local region that involves people that live on and off the reservation, that irrigate and don't irrigate, that are tribal members and not tribal members. This is coming from the people. And as we left 2015, the state had passed a very divisive compact. This one is trying to actually bring people together, and that's probably the big point, especially as we go into Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving, Montana.
Dr. Al, thank you very much. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Okay, I got to run. Dr. Kate, thank you so much, and we'll do this again, okay? Did we lose Kate?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and happy Thanksgiving to all.
You bet. I thought she went out and started her turkey already, so she's getting in. That must be a big turkey.
Well, you did make me hungry.
Dr. Kate Vandemoer, one of the originators of the People's Compact, and Al Olszewski, candidate for governor, senator. We're going to be talking more with some congressmen and some senators. What to expect with a 2019 legislative session. All right, we'll be talking about it Friday.